presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are St. Louis.
This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. Independence Hall, the Liberty Bell, and that means the road trip takes us to Philly. We're at Citizens Bank Park, and tonight it's game one of a three-game series. Two struggling teams, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Philadelphia Phillies. With Al Rabowski, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Jim Hayes is here as well. The Cardinals turn to Mike Leake tonight. Last August, he pitched at this ballpark against the Phils and pitched very well.
Yeah, he pitched very well. He's won his last two games against the Phillies, but the last time he was sensational. He's in a little bit of a rut right now. He's lost his last four decisions, so hopefully he can put this game back into his memory banks and figure out a way to get the struggling Phillies.
Jeremy Hellickson, right-hander, gets the call tonight for the Phils. And Dexter Fowler has been red hot trying to make it 5 consecutive games with a home run. He's in the lineup, and baseball is coming up. Yo. Two wins this year, 22-46. They're already 19 games out in the National League East. Meanwhile, for the St. Louis Cardinals, the Cardinals 31-37, and they start 5 games back of Milwaukee in the Central Division. It's been 9 days since the Cardinals swept the Phillies at Busch Stadium. Including the Cardinals sweep, the Phillies have lost now 11 of 12. They've only scored 30 runs. The Cardinals have won only 2 of the past 14 road games. So Two struggling teams, no doubt, coming into play tonight.
Yeah, that really is the case right here. But of course, the Cardinals, hopefully they can remember how they hit 12 home runs in the 3 games in Baltimore. One thing about the Phillies is they have not been scoring many runs, and they've been having a lot of trouble with their bullpen, playing a bunch of 1-run games and losing the majority of them.
So on the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies, it's Jeremy Hellickson. A look at his Hyundai pitch arsenal. Loves that changeup. Got off to a very good start at the beginning of this year, making his 15th start of the season, and he's 5-5 on the year.
But you're right about it. Got off to a sensational start. He was 4-0 for his first 5 starts, and the team won all 5 of those starts. But since that time, he's kind of struggled a little bit. He did lose in St. Louis, gave up 10 hits and 6 innings of work. There's his overall numbers for the season.
Well, the Cardinals have homered in 8 straight games, much of that due to the 2 at the top, Matt Carpenter and Dexter Fowler, then Steven Piscotty, Jed Jerko, Yadier Molina, Aledmys Diaz, Tommy Pham, Paul DeYoung at second base again, batting 8th, and Mike Leake is on the mound. The Phillies defensively, Daniel Nava in left, Odubel Herrera in center, Aaron Altair is in right. Mike Alfranco, he's at third, Freddie Galvis at short, Howie Kendrick at second base, Tommy Joseph at first, and Andrew Knapp is behind the plate. Some Cardinal fans here on the East Coast in Philly. Not drawing all that well with the disappointment and the rebuild that's happening now at the Phillies. They thought they could be a 500 club after last year going 71-91, but that has not been the case so far this year.
Had a real tough month of May, and then it just kind of submarined on them in June. One good thing about the Cardinals is Carpenter and Fowler have been outstanding this season, and the 1-2 punch, leadoff and number 2 hitters have combined to hit 372, 6 doubles, a triple, 7 home runs, and 20 RBIs against Hellickson. So let's see if that can't set the tone.
Cardinals overall have dropped 12 of their last 17. And it's been a combination of things. When the offense is clicking, the starting pitching has gone south. Starting pitching was so good for the Cardinals at the beginning of the year. And now the offense has picked things up. Here's Matt Carpenter, who has reached base safely in 12 straight. And during those 12 games, hitting above 400. First pitch, a strike, and we're underway. 85 degrees here in Philly. Very warm day and afternoon. A shift on the right side of the infield. The 0-1 pitch. Calling the balls in strikes, Chad Fairchild. Trip Gibson down at first. Nick Lenz at second. Dan Iasonia, the crew chief, and he's at third base. One ball, one strike on Carpenter. This will be a real tough test for the Cardinals before the All-Star break. Tonight begins a stretch of 20 games in 20 days before the break.
This team's been tested really when you think about it. The off day yesterday, and then they had a long stretch of games played. A couple rainouts, taken away some off days.
And the 1-2 pitch. Carpenter is seeing the ball so well, taking a lot of walks. We saw that over the weekend. He had a home run as well. And it's the 18th longest active streak right now in the game, the 12 straight of reaching base safely for Carpenter.
And that's been one of the problems for Hellickson. He's been walking a few more lately.
And the 2-2 pitch. 3-2. So Carpenter, every at bat on Sunday, went to a full count, and that's what we have here. The 3-2 pitch. Carpenter, a bouncer to the right side from the outfield grass. The play is made, and it brings in Dexter Fowler. We flash back. Albert Pujols Back in 2011, 4 consecutive games with at least a home run. He actually had 5 in those 4. Look at this one. Ridiculous how far that went. All smiles going around third base, and now Dexter Fowler is our BJC Healthcare difference maker, and he is homered in 4 consecutive games. And that one there, the first that he hit from the right side of the plate this year. A total of 13.
And then here's another ballpark that can be very explosive.
And a breaking ball and a strike. This ballpark does see its fair share of home runs. And with the weather getting warmer, ball is jumping off bats. That seems to be the case across Major League Baseball. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, home runs are up and so are strikeouts. And Dan, it's almost as if the pitchers are trying to make perfect pitches all the time and they fall behind in the count.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Dexter Fowler. Room to the left side of the outfield, and a swing and a miss. First strikeout for Jeremy Hellickson. I mentioned the strikeouts are up, and you could see it there. 2017, a strikeout every 4.65 at bats across the game. So on average, you're talking about roughly combined between the 2 teams in a 9-inning game. You know, you're going to see 14, 15 strikeouts combined.
Way too many.
Yep.
Way too many, but you don't get penalized anymore for strikeouts.
Here's Stephen Piscotty. Well, the question is why? And to me, the specialization of the game has led us to this. Also, the amount of hard throwers in the game coming out of bullpens.
And, you know, you're talking about teams are preaching, you know, to uppercut the ball, to try and hit it in the air, to beat the shifts. Shifts are for ground balls. So if you hit the ball in the air, you got a likelihood that a certain percentage are going to go out of the ballpark. But it leads to a lot of long counts, foul balls, and the length of the games are getting longer. Sorry, Mr. Commissioner.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and the Cardinals go in order. A fast worker to the mound when we come back, and that's Mike Lake. There's no score. Cardinals right-hander Mike Lake. Sinker, cutter, slider, the change, curve, and a fastball. You see his starts. The 29-year-old making his 14th start of the year, number 216 of his career. Very good against right-handers this season with a good cutter or slider. It's been a plus pitch for him. Odubel Herrera Howie Kendrick, Aaron Altair in this lineup here in the bottom of the first. Then Tommy Joseph, Mike Calfranco, Daniel Nava, Andrew Knapp, Freddie Galvis, and Jeremy Hellickson. Herrera leads the Phillies in extra base hits. He has 23 doubles, second most in the National League, and 11 of those have come in this month. Batting .250. He's got that unique style in how he starts his at bat. The wide stance, front foot towards that first base line, and then as the pitch comes, squares it up. High leg kick.
A lot of movement there, isn't it?
Yep.
But as you said, he's starting to get him results with all of his doubles.
Here's a 2-0 pitch.
You know, he's one of the good offensive players right now for the Phillies. Not many people can say that they're swinging the bat well.
And the sweep over the Phils 9 days ago, they scored a total of 7 runs in that series, and scoring runs has been a big issue for the Phillies this year. And here recently, they've dropped 11 of 12 and averaging just 2.5 runs in those 12 games, and that's the breakdown of the series against the Cardinals. There's a ground ball. Carpenter to his right, leaked to the bag for the out. The Cardinals defensively tonight: Tommy Pham in left, Dexter Fowler in center, Stephen Piscotty in right field. Jerko, Diaz, DeYoung, and Carpenter along the infield, and Yadier Molina is behind the plate. Brings in Howie Kendrick, and he has been a bright spot for the Phillies. Batting .324. Over the weekend, he picked up career hit number 1,500.
I mean, he was playing left field beginning of that series against us. And Cesar Hernandez got hurt, pulled an oblique, and now Kendrick goes back to his more familiar second base spot.
And the 1-0 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Joe West will be umpiring his 5,000th game tonight in Colorado. Only Bruce Fleming and Bill Clem have done more major league games, but 5,000 for Joe West.
Yeah, I saw that today, and congratulations to the singing cowboy.
Here's a 1-2 pitch.
40 years, Danny. He's been umpiring.
It's a long, long time, boy. A lot of arguments.
Yeah, it's not as bad as what it used to be. That hit him.
That did. It caught Kendrick, and then it caught Molina.
I'm not sure a home plate umpire is buying it yet.
Over the weekend, J.J. Hardy was hit by a pitch and broke a bone in his wrist against the Cardinals.
Yeah, remember he came out of it. This one, there's no doubt it hit him around the wrist area, but it didn't look like Chad Fairchild is going to agree with it. I guess he wants to challenge it. Not challengeable. I guess that's the way things are going for the Phillies, isn't it?
Guy gets hit by a pitch, and he's still in the batter's box. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout for Leake, and that's his first of the night. Let's turn to our Toyota keys to the game. The Philadelphia Phillies in the month of June, last in runs, on base percentage, and slugging percentage.
Well, you talked about it. They've lost 11 of the last 12. They had a disastrous May. They were 6-22 in May, and it didn't get any better in June.
Aaron Altair Leads their club in home runs and RBIs. 12 homers. He's driven in 37.
He has impressed both of us. Looks like a good young player.
Breaks his bat and a base hit into center field. So a 2-out hit to extend the inning to Tommy Joseph.
Right off the end of the bat, heard the bat break. Gets rewarded with a base hit and then brings up another hot hitter in the Phillies lineup.
He is hit safely in 14 straight. That's a career high, and during this streak batting .339. You may recall the longest hitting streak in Phillies history is Jimmy Rollins. He had 36 straight back in 2005. So 2 outs and a runner at first.
Quick feet by Mike Leake right there. Because Mike's such a good athlete, good fielder.
Voltaire with 3 steals this year. There have been 5 attempts against Mike Leake. Cardinals have caught 2, and he's been on the mound. Molina 10 for 31. That's 32% behind the plate. A check swing. And ball 1. One ball and 1 strike. This organization, one of the oldest in all of sports, dates back to 1883. They were founded as the Quakers, then changed their name to the Philadelphians, and the team then officially became the Phillies.
It's the 3rd ballpark that I have seen in this city.
Connie Mack,
Yep.
the vet, and now Citizens Bank Park. Missouri Lottery Fox Tracks.
Almost gets him to chase the ball. You know, Mike Leake doesn't walk many, but there have been times in this stint where he's lost 4 in a row that, you know, he's pitching behind in the count, and that gets him in trouble. But today, much more aggressive, getting ahead of just about every hitter.
As I mentioned earlier, this is his 14th start, a total of 16 walks, and an ERA that's in the top 15 of the National League, just over 3.
But normally he pitches a contact and get you out first couple pitches. But when you're trying to pitch him behind, go deeper into counts, then he doesn't walk anybody, but he has a tendency to have to throw over the middle of the plate, and then those get hit.
Longtime pitching coach Derek Lilliquist for the Cardinals.
Well, if we had the offense that we've had most recently with the pitching, starting pitching that we had early in April, we'd be in good shape.
Last time out for Mike Leake, a loss to Milwaukee. He allowed 6 runs on 9 hits, struck out 3 in that loss. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Tommy Joseph. And it's hit sharply but foul. What do you think? The fans get a bad rap here in Philly?
Yeah, that's a good question, but you know, I saw him boo Mike Schmidt, you know, particularly early in his career. They're hard. You know, you better play hard every day. You better come out here and at least give them that effort. If you don't, you'll hear it.
Out to left, Pham is there to make the catch. So base hit by Altair. He's left stranded. We played one, and there's no score from Citizens Bank Park. #1 mobile app for live Cardinals baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Home screen icons, app features, as well as game day and live video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. Here's Jed Jerko batting .291 with 9 home runs, and he's driven in 28. And Jerko hits it a ton out to deep left field, and with this, it's a 1-0 St. Louis Cardinals lead. Yachty hits it slowly to short, backhanded by Galvis, and he makes the play. Well, now, if you even go back to last season, Jerko has 13 home runs that have all been solo shots. His last 13 all solo home runs.
And Dan, if you go back, 17 of his last 20, or 18 of his last 20 home runs going back to last season were all solo shots.
And it brings in Aledmys Diaz.
Now Diaz hit 2 home runs off of Hellickson when we were in St. Louis.
He was back on June 9th when he made that start against the Cardinals. 6 innings, 10 hits, 3 runs. He did strike out 5. He doesn't strike out many, and those 5 matched his season high. And the 2-0 pitch. Yanked foul and out of play.
Looks like a lesbian. He remembers that day where he hit the 2 home runs, 7 on the year.
He's got the hat. He's got a souvenir. He
Pretty
is
excited.
pumped.
He's got a.
The 2-1 pitch. Diaz, a bouncer and a base hit into left field. So 2 hits in the inning for the Cardinals. Home run and now a single by Diaz.
Diaz is 4 for 6 now against this right-hander.
In steps Tommy Pham. Pham is hitting .277 at the start of play tonight with 6 home runs, and he's driven in 18. And that's a foul ball. I would think the idea for the Phillies, and this being a transition year, was that Hellickson, who accepted the qualifying offer, free agent to be, would be a chip for them at the end of this season.
Yeah, I think at the trade deadline, think about people like him.
The problem is he's got to pitch better. Began the year with a great month of April, but since that time, that first month, his last 9 starts, he's 1-5. ERA is near 7. 23 strikeouts to 20 walks in 47 innings.
When you talk about the Phillies, you know, they won 8 more games in 2016 after owning the worst record in the major leagues in 2015. They went out and they spent some money and picked up a few players.
Here's the 0-2. Hit the other way and a base hit. Diaz heading to third. Alter's throw is there, but it hits Diaz, and Pham does not advance to second base.
Which, if they didn't hit him, he probably was going to throw him out. Alter has the best throwing arm of the 3 outfielders, but that's the aggressive chances that Mike Matheny wants to see, and this time it pays off. He has to avoid the ball, and then you see no hesitation coming all the way around. Thinking, well, let's see if we can tell about the trajectory of this throw. I think it's pretty low, Dan. That, yeah, it's too low where Tommy Pham is saying that ball could have been cut off.
Here's Paul DeYoung with runners at first and third. Home run over the weekend into right center. Check on Tommy Pham. Pham has the most stolen bases on the Cardinals roster with 6. Outfield is straight away, fairly shallow for DeYoung.
This is Paul DeYoung's first at bat against Hellickson. Colton Wong was playing second at that time. And we hope he's doing better.
Runners at first and third. And a check on Tommy Pham again. Real issue for the Phillies this year have been 1-run games. They played in 27 of those already and have dropped 17 of the 27. So they have been in games, but they just can't close them out. 1-11 in their last 12, and 6 of those were by 1 run.
And Dan, they're having the problems with the bullpen. The bullpen has blown 12 of their last 22 save chances. Like I said, they hoped or thought that they were going to be about 500 this year.
And that's pulled foul. We've already seen a home run in this inning. And that's now for Hellickson, 14 home runs in his last 10 starts. Nice article today in a local paper about Larry Boa and how he's handling all the losing. He said, you know what, our guys, though, don't quit. And that's something I do pay attention to. The 2-2 pitch.
In that article there, he was also talking about the fairness of the fans. And, you know, they can be very tough here, but they always seem to back a winner. They always they boo Santa Claus, so I don't know why players would feel. Sometimes players deserve to be booed.
Let's see if they want to run here with Tommy Pham. On the 3-2 pitch, there he goes. It's popped up into left field. Daniel Nava with the catch. And Diaz back to the bag at third. Pham back to first.
It wasn't real deep, but came up firing and told to see him right there in position, but you can see he's not very deep. And didn't have the green light to come home. Even at this level, most of the time, if you're overly aggressive, you know, the defense won't make the play.
So here's Mike Leake batting 143, no home runs, and has driven in 2 on the season. Came in a career .203 batter. And a breaking ball taken low and away. Major League Baseball, the draft began in 1965, and Leake, the last of 20 players that went right from the draft, skipped the minor leagues to the big leagues. Mike Adamson, the first to do that. 1967, he was at USC, a pitcher, and then went straight from Southern California to the Orioles in 1967. Prior to Leake, it was Xavier Nady. And a 2-0 pitch. 2-1 the count.
Leake has 88 career hits, and of those 88, he has 6 career home runs, 41 RBIs.
2-2. And he strikes out. Third strikeout for Jeremy Hellickson, but a Jerko home run. His 10th of the year, RBI number 29. And with that, midway through 2, it's 1-0 St. Louis. bottom of the second as we check in with Jim Hayes.
Dan, Stephen Piscotty has had a rough season, but he says it feels like it's starting to come together. Stephen had a couple of home runs against Baltimore on Sunday. Over his last 14 games, he's got 4 homers and 10 RBIs. Piscotty told me on the pregame show some minor adjustments have helped him get into a better rhythm. He told me, my movements were too big. I'm quieting my hands down and quieting my leg kick down, just trying to see the ball better. Stephen says when you're struggling, you start trying too hard. The best thing to do is try to simplify things. He says it's working so far. By the way, Danny, Piscotty hitting third again. Mike Matheny says he doesn't want that number 3 spot to be a revolving door. He hopes somebody claims it, maybe Stephen.
And I would assume, Jimmy, a lot of that for Mike is probably due to the fact that even as you mentioned, he's had a rough season. The on-base percentage for Stephen Piscotty has been pretty good.
No question. And, you know, Stephen has had some injury things. He's had the family things to battle through, but he kind of feels like things are starting to come together, and that's good news for the Cardinals.
All right, Jim, thanks. Michael Franco is at the plate. 3-2 the count. His last 7 games batting .346. He struggled here at home, batting well below 200 this year. Citizens Bank Park. And a high chopper. Jerko bare hands and makes the play. For those of you that do follow sabermetrics, defensive runs saved, Jed Jerko is in the top 5 in the National League at third base.
Yeah, he's done a real nice job. Now, third baseman on a ball like that, anything he can get to, it's his ball. You kind of let that ball go through, and Diaz has to make that play. It may not be an out. And with the third baseman cutting across, barehanded also helped. You know, it threw him out by a couple steps.
There's Daniel Nava hitting .292, 3 home runs, and he's driven in 10. Phillies made a couple of roster moves today, clearing the way for a guy like Nava or Altair to play every single day. Off the end of the bat, Pham makes the catch.
Nava's one of those switch hitters that he was hitting .345 left-handed and .194 right-handed. Hits a line drive out here. Tommy Pham thought it was going to sink a little quicker, and it did. As he catches that ball above his waist, if he's standing up.
We had a shot of him and didn't show it, but he was pointing at the lights. This time of night, very tough on Tommy Pham, as it is for many of the outfielders.
Yeah, good point. That's where a lot of the infielders will try and help out the outfielders by pointing where a ball is, and the lights haven't taken effect yet.
A ball and a strike on Andrew Knapp. Prior to the game tonight, left-handed pitcher Hobie Miller and outfielder Cameron Perkins had their contracts picked up from AAA. So to make room for them on the 25-man roster, Jedmar Gomez and Michael Saunders designated for assignment.
Michael Saunders was a $9 million free agent acquisition. And then Jedmar Gomez was their closer, and a really good one the first half of last season. Really had his problems the second half. And this year he had an ERA over 7, so they decided it's time to bring up some of the youngsters.
Here's a 2-2.
That's why I think as an organization, you know, they went out. You know, Hellickson took the offer, which is like $17 million. I'm sure they thought he would move on and try to get a multi-year contract and get the draft pick. Hendrick is over $10 million player they brought in here. Saunders, who they just released, was 9. You don't want to bring up too many of the young kids right now because they're not winning. You don't want to bring them in this atmosphere.
And a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Mike Leake. In a 1-2-3 inning for Leake. We're in Philly. Cardinals on top. Ball is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Come try the sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger combo for $4.99, limited time only. And by your local St. Louis area Volkswagen dealers. Cardinals have the top of the lineup, and Carpenter, Fowler, and Piscotty. 1-0 on a Jed Jerko home run back in the second inning. Hellickson was the Rookie of the Year with Tampa Bay. 2011 when he made his debut. He's pitched with Arizona and the Phillies. As a matter of fact, he was their opening day starter this year. One ball and one strike. Carpenter grounded out his first time up into the shift. One thing the Cardinals have done is played very well against the lesser teams. 7 above 500 against sub 500 teams. The other side, though, 13 below 500 against those that are above 500.
Yeah, we're accustomed to the Cardinals playing very good against the good teams. A little bit over 500, but absolutely dominating against the second division teams.
St. Louis has won 13 of the last 17 meetings between these two clubs. 3-1 pitch to Carpenter, and that's ball 4. First walk issued by Hellickson. The Kubota power stats. Fowler, Bellinger, Turner, McCutchen, and Carpenter looking at the highest OPS, on base plus slugging percentage, in the National League since June 9th.
Well, you just can't argue with the fact that switching the two spots around, Fowler going to the 2-hole, Carpenter going to the leadoff spot, it's helped both of them. They really respond.
This is the 13th game that the Cardinals have done this. Now these two, it's worked for them. The question will be, can the rest of the offense pick it up? For instance, 3, 4, and 5 in that time frame, batting only .225. Here's a 1-0. And it's 2 balls and no strikes, and so Andrew Knapp out to visit. Citizens Bank Park, it opened up in 2004. And at one point from 2009 through 2011, the Phillies enjoyed 204 consecutive sellouts. Charlie Manuel guided 5 straight division titles, and he was at the ballpark today, the winningest manager in Phillies history. The 2-0 pitch, 3-0.
It was in the 70s once the trade for Steve Carlton was made them a perennial winning club.
Incredible run. Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, Jimmy Rollins. Great pitching. 3-2.
You know, Danny, sometimes a club front office kind of falls in love with their players and holds on to them too long.
Ruben Amaro Jr. is now a base coach for the Red Sox.
How about that?
Former GM. I think you can make that case with some of the players that they add. 3-2 is a base hit into left center field. It's cut off by Herrera. Carpenter on his way to third. Fowler safe into second base.
Matt Carpenter started to take off, but didn't have the jump he wanted, or whatever reason stopped, but probably would have had the same result. Watch him at first base there. You see he started. It was on 3-2 pitch. Then he has to recognize that it's going to get into the gap. He'll come around. And with nobody out, you're going to hold him second and third.
And here's Piscotty with nobody out.
But here's what you're talking about, Dan. These next three have to start picking up the pace.
Hitting .289 with runners in scoring position this year. He struck out swinging his first time up, 0 for 1.
Piscotty's first 2 years in the big leagues, this was a spot where he came through almost every single time. Very, very good. He's still third in the major league since 2015 with a .359 batting average with runners in scoring position.
And the 0-1 pitch. Ball low and outside, 1-1.
Playing the first baseman in. Pitching away like that, if you would hit a little ground ball to the right side, they may have a play at the plate.
One and two the count.
Talking about the changeups he throws. Boy, this great location. Not getting a lot of swing and misses on that changeup prior to tonight, but tonight he's had quite a few.
One ball and 2 strikes. Piscotty puts it in play. Ground ball to third. Carpenter is now in a rundown. Out there, advancing to third is Dexter Fowler. The Cardinals run themselves right into an out. The Cardinals lead Major League Baseball with 58 unforced errors on the base paths. 17 caught stealing, 25 trying to advance for an extra base, 9 have been picked off, 6 fly ball double plays, and 1 obstruction.
Well, we don't know if he's going on contact there, but did stay in the rundown long enough for Dexter Fowler to get over to third. So they lose a man at second, but still have 2 men on. And your numbers, we don't like to hear. But
They
they're
stand
reality.
out, don't
It's
they?
reality.
I mean, little things lead to big things. So 1 out, runners at the corners. Another check on Stephen Piscotty. Good pick there by Tommy Joseph. It's 58 unforced errors on the base paths.
Oh, it's already cost a good baseball man his job.
Inside to Jerko. Home run back in the second.
Talking about all the solo home runs. Every home run this year has been a solo shot.
This is back in the second. A hanging breaking ball, and Jerko kept it fair. Cup of water from Carlos Martinez and a 1-0 lead. Here's a 1-0 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike.
18 of Jerko's last 20 home runs have been solo shots, but this is the time he's going to get them a 3-run home run right here, Danny.
With Hellickson on the mound, he's only seen one stolen base against him this year. He's been throwing over a lot, and I'm sure that's by design to keep guys closer, but also no pattern towards the plate. Two strikes on Jed Jerko.
That is home run to left field. He's going to throw him the pitch away, and he's going to take it over the right field wall.
And the 1-2 pitch to Jed Jerko. Double play ball. Out at second. Double play. The fifth that he's grounded into this year. With runners at second and third and nobody out, the Cardinals can't score. Cardinals get 9 hits tonight. You're invited into Krispy Kreme tomorrow to receive a dozen of their original glazed donuts for only $3.99. And stop by one of the 5 St. Louis area Krispy Kreme locations or the locations in Bloomington or Springfield, Illinois for this sensational deal.
I was talking to that young man. Well, he was pretty shy, but Dad was saying he's wearing a Carpenter jersey and just got a ball, and now they give him another one to the Philly fan right behind.
Boy, already a game of missed opportunities here for the Cardinals. Back in the second inning, runners at first and third, only one out. DeYoung could not bring him in. The Cardinals get runners at second and third, nobody out, and do not score a run.
And Dan, the worst part about that is when you're playing a club like the Phillies that have lost 11 out of the last 12 games, you know, they quit. You know, I'm not going to say they just quit, but you know, when they feel like, okay, we're down again, can't come back. But when you let them back in the ball game, then they think they can stay with you.
Freddie Galvis at the plate. 2-2.
And as a pitcher, you know, you can't get upset with your offense. You can't do anything because they missed that opportunity. You just got to go pitch your ball game. Just say, hey, I'm not going to let them score anyway, so I still got a 1-0 lead.
And that's driven out to center. Dexter Fowler in there. Don't want to miss the biggest end of the summer party and workplace wellness event of the year. It's the Biz Dash, Thursday, August 31st at Ballpark Village. Live music, company tailgates, food and drinks, and a 5K. Visit stlbizdash.com. It's brought to you by Fox Sports Midwest. Here's Hellickson, and that's strike one. He's batting 125, no home runs, and he's driven in 2. Father's Day over the weekend got me thinking about Mike Leake's dad, Chris. For those of you that don't know the story, fell off the roof of a cabin in Montana that he was building that was supposed to be his retirement retreat. He fell. He is paralyzed from the waist down. And Chris has said, I'm proud of my son, but not so much of what he's done in the game of baseball, but what he's done in life. And there's a strikeout of Hellickson, and Mike said it's put baseball completely in perspective. He said baseball is important, but the accident has put it in perspective. It's made my dad and I very, very close. And Mike also quick to give his mother so much credit for what she's been through as well and how she helps take care of him. Popped up, and a good inning for Mike Leake. The catch is made by Diaz. An 11 pitch, bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Cardinals. Monday, and that day 30,000 fans 16 and older receive a Carlos Martinez and Matt Carpenter double bobblehead. It's courtesy of SSM Health, Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. Visit cardinals.com/promotions for more information.
You know that game's at 3 o'clock now, right?
The Cardinals have Molina, Diaz, and Pham. And it's 1-0 on the home run by Jed Jerko.
Shannon Jersey.
Molina grounded out to short, trying to extend his hitting streak to 8 games. First pitch taken for a ball. Hellickson is from Des Moines, Iowa. Family and friends coordinate watch parties, local restaurants. They donate 15% of that night's sales to the Booster Club at Hoover High, where Hellickson went to school. It's one of the biggest sports stars from that area of Iowa. Zach Johnson of the PGA is from Des Moines. Bob Feller, the Hall of Famer from Des Moines, Iowa. Kevin Tapani. Harrison Barnes of the NBA, played at North Carolina, now playing with the Dallas Mavericks. And Hellickson, one of the biggest stars produced from Des Moines, Iowa. That's it out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Full count. Missouri Lottery Fox Tracks.
He's had a nice career against the Phillies, batting .312, 15 doubles, 6 home runs, 33 RBIs.
And the 3-2 pitch. Molina jumps on it, but yanks it foul. You a cheesesteak guy, Al?
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Really?
You asked me.
I'm telling you, the guy, the clubby, the visiting side here at Citizens Bank Park might be the best cheesesteak I've ever had. Might be.
Making it in the clubhouse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Near the line and right, Altair makes the catch. Can't catch the games on TV. You can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app. Take Fox Sports Midwest and Cardinals baseball with you wherever you go.
Dan, I would eat it. I'm just not the biggest fan.
Telling you what, the guy downstairs, it's unbelievable. I'm serious.
I agree. I'm sure he is.
Last year I bought Scott Warman one of those cheesesteaks. I said, try this baby out. Couldn't believe how good it was. Foul territory. Catch made by Tommy Joseph. I had a cheesesteak from the world famous Pat's last night. It's pretty good. Pretty good, Al.
They've got them all over the city, don't they?
Geno's, Pat's, two of the more famous places to go.
I'm going to Bookbinders.
It's closed, Al. I
know,
believe.
That's why I'm still hungry. It was closed.
Bookbinders was really good for a long, long time.
Long time.
There's Tommy Pham and a ground ball that's hit to short, backhanded by Galvis. And a 10 pitch, top of the fourth for Jeremy Hellickson. Here in Philly, and we check in with Jim Hayes. Jimmy?
Dan, former Cardinal All-Star Pat Neshek has gotten off to a great start in his first year with the Phils. In fact, his 0.67 ERA is the lowest in Major League Baseball. He fondly remembers that 2014 season with the Cards in which he made his lone All-Star appearance. He also remembers how it got off to a rocky start. He told me, I wasn't full of confidence anyway because I didn't know if I'd be around for a week or a month. He said, I remember I walked a guy in my first outing, then gave up a home run to Todd Frazier in my second outing. He said, I thought to myself, this isn't good. He credits Adam Wainwright for pulling him aside and helping him get back on track. And Dan, as you know, Neshek is a huge autograph guy. He's yet to get a Mike Schmidt, so I told him you'd be willing to help him out with that.
Well, Jimmy, I would be more than willing to help him out, but Mike Schmidt, he works the weekends. He doesn't work weekday games, so unless he wants to come down to spring training and play golf with us, I'm just not going to be able to help him out.
Swing by his house.
That's enough, Jim.
Okay, Danny.
Leadoff walk, the great Mike Schmidt. That's on the Phillies Wall of Fame.
548 home runs for Schmitty.
Pete Rose will be this year's inductee for the Phillies Wall of Fame. Came to the Phillies after the 1978 season. He was 37 at that time after 16 years at the Reds. And in that first year, at the age of 37, hit .331 with a .418 on base percentage. Helped them win the World Series in 1980. And you may remember 1984, Pete Rose signed with Montreal, then traded back to the Reds. 1985, off of Eric Shaw, he broke Ty Cobb's hits record and finished with 4,256. Bruce Bochy was the catcher that night. The Giants manager, the catcher that night for Pete Rose's historic base hit, Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati.
Played against Pete, and one thing about Pete Rose, that if you were to grade him out, throwing arm, running speed, hitting for power, and all the different categories, he would be average at best. But he had a will to win, and Charlie Hustle, nickname because of the way he ran the bases, and just a tough competitor.
Here's a 2-0 pitch to Aaron Altair. For Mike Lee, that was only his 17th walk this year.
But this is what he's done a few times, and he's fallen behind the count, you know, in this little rut he's been in. And it doesn't always result in a walk, but it results in a pretty good pitch. And, you know, his pitches become a lot more hittable.
3-1.
You have a tendency to throw the ball down the middle of the plate. Hitters have a little more relaxed, know they're going to get a strike.
Here's a 3-1. And it's back-to-back walks to start play here in the bottom of the fourth. That is rare for Mike Lee. Relive one of the best moments in Cardinals history. That Saturday, June 24th. 30,000 fans 16 and older receive a Bob Gibson bobblehead commemorating the final out of the '67 World Series, courtesy of AT&T. Part one of the two-part bobblehead. So runners at first and second, and a dangerous man comes to the plate with good power in Tommy Joseph. Lined out to left first time up, and he's trying to hit safely in 15 straight. And a ground ball left side, could be two. The turn, and it's a double play. Nicely done. Jerko DeYoung to Carpenter.
I like the way DeYoung got rid of that ball too. But good feed from Jerko. Pitcher's best friend and a good sinker baller like Leake, you expect to have that chance to get out of jams.
Also seen that from DeYoung. Very good arm to play all over the infield. Mike Alfranco grounded out to third, 0 for 1, and takes a ball low.
He's in a good hitting streak right now, but they're trying to figure out his consistency.
Up the middle and a base hit. Diaz is playing more towards the hole. A base hit into center field, and this game is tied at 1.
The positioning where they had Diaz was in the hole there, just a ground ball. Wasn't hit particularly hard, but you can see where Diaz is in the hole and on the right up the edge of the dirt, and the ball just shooting right up there and hitting, coming in to tie the score.
Here's Daniel Nava, flied out to left, 0 for 1. So 1-1 our score. Last season, the Phillies hit just .230 as a team at home. That was worse than the team's 134-year history. .230 at home.
And this is a ballpark where the ball has a tendency to fly.
Little chopper to Carpenter. Steps on the bag. 2-out RBI by Mike Alfranco to drive in Kendrick, and we're tied at 1. Leads it off 8, 9, and 1 in the Cardinals lineup. DeYoung came up with runners at first and third, only 1 out back in the second inning, and flied out to left. Run did not score, and it's been a game thus far that has seen missed opportunities for the Cardinals. The following inning, runners at second and third, nobody out, and did not score.
With 3, 4, and 5.
DeYoung a hanging breaking ball and lines it to the wall in left, and he's on his way to second base and in there safely. Take a look at our Kia in the driver's seat. Mike Leake and the Cardinals this month. Against the Phillies, they're 3-0. Rest of the league 3-12. Leake has 2 sacrifices so far this season. And there's ball 1.
Cardinals are 2-12 in their last 14 road games. The offense is starting to come alive. We've scored 44 runs the last 7 games, but during that time the rotations had an ERA over 9. Not tonight. Leake is pitching well in a tie game, but he's got a chance to help his own cause right now.
And the 1-0 pitch. Take it for his strike. 1-1.
I'm going to bunt this ball down the third base line hard enough to get it by the pitcher and make the third baseman come in and field it. Freddie Galvis, the shortstop's trying to keep DeYoung close at third base, so they will have a play at third.
Here's a 1-1. Bunts it foul.
Let the ball come to you. He's a good enough hitter that they might switch off for 2 strikes.
And you could see it the other way too, where you say he's a good enough bunter that he'd get this down with 2 strikes.
Right.
Could go either way. He's squared to bunt, and he does so in the air for the out. So the top of the lineup in Carpenter, but this is what we're talking about earlier. First and third, 1 out. Can't get the runner home. That was Diaz. In the 3rd inning, Cardinals with runners at second and third, nobody out. Carpenter, we assume, going on contact, and then the double play. Here's Carpenter. Grounded into the shift and also walked.
You know, Mike Leake's kicking himself because he's too good of an offensive player to not get that bunt down. Get that man over to third base.
First pitch to Carpenter is taken for a ball.
Right now, the best 2 options you have when driving in a run are Carpenter and Fowler.
And the 1-0 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Carpenter could break this 1-1 score here in the top of 5. And Hellickson thought that was a strike. Let's take a look here.
It was.
See him spin away. He was frustrated.
Yeah. It's like the strike zone has gotten smaller and smaller, doesn't it?
Here's a 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. Fowler on deck. Pittsburgh leading Milwaukee by the score of 6-1. That's off of Zach Davies. Pirates have won 6 of 9 and only 5 games back of Milwaukee.
Came in tied with the Cardinals tonight for 3rd place.
David Freese always like checking in on David, and he's reached base in 17 straight games. Runner at second is DeYoung, and the 3-1 pitch. And he walked him. As Hellickson looks back at the home plate umpire. This may have been 2 strike calls that were missed. That's a strike.
Yeah. You're trying to live right there in the bottom of the strike zone.
Let's see what he's done here in May and June. 1-5, ERA near 7. And opponents hitting .310 against him.
He only allowed 24 base runners in his first 30 innings. That 4-0 start.
So runners at first and second for Dexter Fowler. And Fowler drives it into right field, but the catch is made, and this will turn into a double play if they get awareness. They do. It's a double play. Again, base running costing the Cardinals. Back there up for the Cardinals. The story here tonight. Paul DeYoung, your runner at second base.
Line drive, and he took his eye off it. Then they throw to the wrong base, throw to first base, and Paul DeYoung was already around third. Watch from his angle. He's got to see. He's looking at it and just assume that it was going to get down, but you can't assume that.
Hit the other way, taken there by Jed Jerko, and there's the first out. As we start playing here in the bottom of 5. Andrew Knapp retired, and it brings in Freddie Galvis.
I was going to say Mike Leake's got to forget about his inability to get the bunt down, and then forget about that missed scoring opportunity and just control what he can control, and that's when he's on the mound.
And a strike to Freddie Galvis, the switch hitter. Fly to center field, first time up. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. 1-1 our score. It was a 2-out RBI base hit by Maikel Franco to score Howie Kendrick back in the 4th to tie this game up. Jed Jerko with a solo home run for St. Louis. The strike zone is the hollow of the knee. That changed in the mid-90s. That would be just below the knee. Top of the zone, the midpoint of the shoulders and the belt. And that's when they get in their stance. Not right now, but when he gets in his stance, bends his knees. Most hitters, that collapses in their stance. Rickey Henderson was the exception. A lot of times he would rise. That's back to Leake. He'll step and throw and makes the play. Budweiser and the Cardinals are proud to bring back the 4th of July $4 ticket sale for a limited time. Fans can purchase tickets to see the Cardinals and the Marlins July 3rd through the 6th for just $4. Get your $4 tickets today at cardinals.com/July. The width of the zone, it just has to catch it. Some people believe, well, the ball's got to be within the white of home plate. That is not the case. Just needs to catch the corner of the plate. But the strike zone at times, I think we saw it with Hellickson to Carpenter, has been tight, especially on the low strike zone.
Again, they can do whatever they want, but every umpire is going to have his own interpretation of it. You know, when I played, it was, you know, just below the armpits and the knees, and we didn't seem like, you know, it was a bigger, higher strike zone.
The high chopper hit left side. Jerko is there, and an 11 pitch inning for Mike Leake sends us to the 6th, and we're tied at 1.
Cast is presented by the authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
The Philly fanatic having some fun.
Greek night.
That's
here
right.
At the ballpark.
The fanatic get after you, Al, or he leave you alone?
Oh, he left me alone.
Probably a wise choice.
Probably.
Hellickson back out on the mound for the 6th inning. And we're tied 1-1. Steven Piscotty, Jed Jerko, Yadier Molina for the Cardinals.
And some of our young viewers may not even remember or know that at one time there were National League umpires and American League umpires. They were under the direction of the league presidents instead of under the umbrella of Major League umpires today. But the American League was always noted as a higher league, higher ball league, because the American umpires had the big balloon chest protectors. Instead of the inside chest protectors that they wear today, they had these big balloon, and you physically couldn't get down, so their eye level was up higher, and they tended to have a higher strike zone. And now they've all gone to the conventional or the National League style chest protectors, which I guess Joe West has got a company that most of them buy their equipment from.
Catcher sets up inside, outside. Umpire trying to get a lane to view it. Probably needs to protect his hands too if he puts him behind the catcher.
And see, when you had the big balloon chest protector, your hands had a pocket or straps to hold on to. That's what they held on to, so you couldn't get a foul tip. One of the reasons why the umpires set up on the inside part of the inside shoulder of a hitter is because they don't want that foul ball to come off the barrel. Comes off the handle, it's not going to be as quick velocity.
Lined into right field, but there's Altair for the out. In steps Jerko with a solo home run to account for the only run for the Cardinals back in the second. His second time up, grounded into a double play with runners at first and third and one out. Hit to third, breaks his bat. Franco with the play. 2 down. The can't miss event of the summer hits South Beach. Baseball's biggest stars take to the field. It's the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, July 11th, only on Fox. Who will be the Cardinals' representation at the All-Star Game? I would think a Carlos Martinez would have a shot. Jed Jerko would have a shot.
Yachty is third in the voting, but way off the pace of Posey.
Molina has grounded out to short, also flied out to right. And Yachty hits a high fly ball into left center. Herrera back. And he's there on the track to make the catch. Midway through 6, 1-1. Phillies 5-2, but we're tied 1-1. And we move to the home half of the 6th. T-Mobile Unlimited Baseball break. Cody Bellinger, 2 home runs last night against the Mets. Fastest to reach 21 in Major League history. And Anthony Rizzo does not face discipline for a slide that was ruled illegal today by Major League Baseball. Collision at the plate last night at Wrigley Field. And a strike taken by Herrera, the top of the lineup here for the Phils.
Illegal slide because he changed his direction, came in towards the catcher. But since he was out and the ball was held on to, they determined no penalty. It's a very ambiguous rule that needs more clarification.
I would agree. I'd wish they'd just take it out of the game.
I do too, but the reason you don't is, you know, and Mike Matheny doesn't want it taken out because he's got to protect Yadier Molina. Buster Posey doesn't want it. These are 2 catchers that are used to crashes and part of the wear and tear, but they want their prize catchers to be, you know, to be there to play every day, not only for them but also for the fan base.
The 2-2. And he did go. It's a strikeout, trying to hold up and then get out of the way of that pitch. And Herrera strikes out. That's number 4 tonight for Mike Leake.
We talk about all of his movement, you know, and the way he starts from the real open stance, then he lifts that leg up, and then he sees the bat come through. I think it's part of trying to get out of the way. It's not a swing at all. It's just, but he got so many moving parts that bat had to come with it.
You literally could roll the ball to the plate, and if someone was just taking a, you know, casual swing to stay loose before it gets to the catcher, that's a strike.
Yeah.
And a base hit into right field. That's just the 3rd hit tonight for the Phillies. One out hit, and it brings in Aaron Altair. Singled to center and walked back in the 4th. Beautiful night here in Philly. Glad that you're with us. Al Raboski, Dan McLaughlin, and Jim Hayes. And there's ball 1. Chicago in their game tonight, leading San Diego 1-0. Mike Montgomery making the start, the left-hander for the Cubs. Primarily used out of the bullpen, just his 3rd start of the year. Tampa Bay leading Cincinnati 5-2, and that's in the 4th. Reds snapped their 9-game losing skid last night. They've got Amir Garrett, who pitched against the Cardinals earlier this season, on the mound, the big lefty.
That kid's arm stays true, he's going to have a nice future.
Two strikes on Aaron Altair. The Cardinals got a double play on the ground off the bat of Joseph. That was in the 4th inning. Cardinals have hit into 2 double plays. The Phillies won tonight.
Running there. We'll top that a little bit more and have it more sink than slide.
Breaking ball, and he struck him out.
Good one.
So 2 in the inning, 5 tonight. Used to be you'd come into Citizens Bank Park and they'd have some of the bigger names in baseball, including Ryan Howard, the St. Louis native. He was the first player to hit a home run in the 3rd deck. It happened in year 3 of the ballpark, interleague game against the Yankees, and hit off of Mike Mussina. There's actually a white H on the seat to commemorate that home run in the 3rd deck. Howard was incredible early on in his career. MVP, Rookie of the Year. Lined into right, but Stephen Piscotty is in position to make the catch. We head to the 7th. We're tied at 1. There's a look at Art, our longtime cameraman. When we come here to Philly, and happy birthday to Art. Turned 76 today. Still working hard.
Didn't look a day over 82.
This is the Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. Ledmus Diaz is 1 for 2 and looks at strike 1. So Hellickson pitching into the 7th.
As I said, in the Hellickson start in St. Louis, Diaz hit 2 home runs against him. We'd take another here, wouldn't we?
Here's the 0-1. Hellickson hasn't made it through 7 innings since April 21st, and that was against Atlanta. He's only gone over 100 pitches twice this year. He's at 82.
Both these starters are on losing streaks. 4 games for Leak and 5 games for Hellickson.
And the 0-2 outside. Tomorrow, I think it's a huge start for Michael Wacha, as he'll get the call for the Cardinals. He's been struggling. And the 25-year-old will go tomorrow. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Tapped foul.
Should say Mike Leake has a 1 in 4 starts and Hellickson has 1 in 5 starts. You're talking about Leake, or excuse me, about Wacha. Only 1 of his last 5 starts he's gone 6 innings, and he went 6 in all his first. All of them 6 were quality.
And the 1-2. The chopper to third. Franco makes the play. Cardinals with just 5 base hits tonight. Home run by Jerko in the 2nd to account for their run. They had 3 hits in the 2nd inning, a double back in the 3rd, and a double in inning number 5, and that's been it. You're just joining us, a game of missed opportunities, bad base running again by the Cardinals. 2 to 3 different instances here tonight. Here's Tommy Pham, who is 1 for 2. Base hit to right, also grounded out to short.
Cecil is throwing in the Cardinal bullpen.
And the 0-1. Taken outside and high. Pham with a long home run over the weekend in Baltimore.
Lake is due up 4th in this at bat of this inning, so that's why Cecil warming up.
A little bit low. Hellickson not getting the lower portion of the strike zone this evening. That one a bit inside too.
But we've seen him down that in the strike zone he hasn't gotten. Up and in, gets a check swing.
Mentioned earlier the home run by Jerko, a solo home run. All 10 of his have been solo home runs. Third Cardinal to do that, to start a season with 10 solo shots. Edgar Renteria, the last to do it, 1999. Ray Blades in 1925. Pham is sitting on 6 home runs. Shallow center. Howie Kendrick with a catch. There's 2 away. Pretty efficient, especially as this game has progressed. DeYoung came up with 1 out, runners at first and third, back in the second, flied out to left, runner did not tag. To Shallow, and the Cardinals had a missed opportunity. He also doubled to left field back in inning number 5, and then was doubled up at second base. And that's ball 1. The Phillies last year, youngest rotation they've ever had since 1950. 124 starts. Their starter was 27 or younger. Trying to figure out anybody to get outs here at the major league level as Jose Martinez is at the on-deck circle.
That's the amazing thing about Colorado with all the young rookie pitchers they have and playing so well.
Senzatella, league leader in wins. Here's a 1-1 pitch. DeYoung, a base hit into right field. And a 2-hit night, 2 for 3. So that'll be it for Mike Leake. The Cardinals will go to their bullpen, and Jose Martinez will be the pinch hitter.
Dan, I don't know about you, but you know, Mike Leake pitched extremely well today, but I just don't. I think you got to have a real short rein on him when you get past the 6th inning. So hopefully Martinez can come through here and reward Leake for how well he pitched.
That's been the track record, at least recently, and certainly in his career. Not at the beginning of the season, though, but recently for sure.
Yeah. He pitched very, very well. The best of more than a month.
So Mike Leake, 6 innings, 3 hits, and a run. Did walk 2, and one of those came around to score.
Just so weird to see him walk back-to-back batters.
That was in the 4th, and then Franco, the 2-out RBI base hit to center, and that scored Howie Kendrick. But only 3 hits allowed tonight. Here's Jose Martinez. Strike 1.
Jose, 3 for 7, 2 doubles as a pinch hitter this year, 7 for 13, 538 in his career.
2 strikes on Martinez.
Sometimes you'd rather see him just face just a real hard thrower. Seems like he can time them, but a guy that can change speeds, keep you off balance, it's a little different story. Make a mistake trying to go in. Got the count 0-2. So a lot of times, particularly late in the ball game, you're going to try and run a ball in on a guy. Maybe thinking, okay, I'll throw this pitch up and in, get him out of the way, and you'll get a chance to get that one away. They're going to try and come in. A lot of times you don't get it in far enough. That's good enough.
Strikeout of Martinez. That's 4 tonight for Jeremy Hellickson. Time to stretch in a 1-1 game. Tied 1-1 here in Philly. Jeremy Hellickson is through 7. One of the mistakes he made, a hanging breaking ball to Jed Jerko for his 10th home run. Cardinals jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Mike Leake, very good outing, 6 innings, 3 hits, gave up a run. Franco with the 2-out RBI base hit. That's the only run that he allowed to drive in Howie Kendrick. So Mike Matheny went with offense and takes Mike Leake out, who was sailing in this game, and now a little bit of a risk. You go to your bullpen, We'll see if the move pays off as Chevy called to the pen, and Brett Cecil will face Franco, Nava, and then Knapp.
Brett's been pitching much better of late. Matter of fact, he's 5 scoreless inning streak.
Franco's base hit came back in the 4th. 2 outs. The single to center, and they tied the game up at 1.
Had 25 home runs a year ago.
And a ground ball that's hit to Paul DeYoung. 1 away. That's how we start the bottom of the 7th. Hyundai pitch I snow on Brett Cecil. The fastball, curve, change, and cutter. Showed you the numbers. He's actually been much better and more effective against the righties than he has the lefties.
Well, he just got off to a horrible start, but that is his MO. He's getting to quick starts of the season has never been his strength. I always felt that spring training was geared more to the starters, and then think about now it's even worse for the relievers because you have so many 6-year minor league free agents. I was talking with Whitey Herzog the other day, and Whitey used to send his, sometimes it was starters, sometimes it was relievers, but he always wanted his relievers to throw multiple innings even in spring, and a lot of times would go down in the minor leagues. I know I request to go down and throw 5 innings.
Just to get the work in.
Get the work in. I was always kind of a slow starter too. I always felt like I was the worst pitcher in spring training, all of Florida. Have a chance to make the big league club, don't make it. AAA manager says, I don't want him. AA manager says, I don't want him either, but I have to take you. And then in June, I'd go to the big leagues.
And a fly ball lifted out to right, edge of the track. Piscotty makes the catch. With that, Cecil's gotten the first 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. And the batter will be Andrew Knapp. Knapp has struck out and grounded out.
Remember also the bullpen for the Phillies has blown a lot of saves. Not that we're in a save situation for either team yet, but something to bear in mind.
Well, for Mike Lake, 8 of his 18 outs were on the ground. So he had that sinker working tonight. Also struck out 5 along the way. First pitch to Knapp is taken for a ball.
A lot of soft contact.
Good pitch. 1-1.
Told that he threw about 50% curveballs. We've seen a little less percentage of that, but still a big pitch for him.
Gonna roll foul. So 1-2 the count. Looking ahead to the 8th inning, the Cardinals will have the top of the lineup.
And one of the biggest reasons why Cecil pitching so much better is because he is pitching usually ahead of the count now.
Here's a 1-2. 2-2 the count.
Works both ways, doesn't it? Should have been a strike.
The 2-2 pitch. Held on to by Yadier Molina. Brett Cecil, a 1-2-3, bottom of the 7th. And a strikeout to finish it off. The top of the lineup, that means Matt Carpenter is coming up when we come back on Fox Sports Midwest. Pittsburgh. They'd be within 4 of Milwaukee. Chevy called to the pen, Joaquin Benoit. He's allowed only 3 home runs all year and just 1 in his last 12 innings. Right-handers, it's been a struggle against them. You see the average, 159. Lefty's not much better at 213.
Danny, though, he started out the season 0 for 20. The right-handers did against him, but lately 5 for 9 and a home run, 3 RBIs the last 4 games. Remember, he was on the DL when they were in St. Louis. They came off that last day or something, but Cardinals really didn't see him.
Did pitch in that final, that Sunday when he came off the DL, and Cesar Hernandez went on the DL.
Yeah, pitched 1 inning that game on Sunday.
So the Cardinals have Carpenter here. 1-1 our score here in the top of the 8th. Matt has walked twice, and he's also grounded out. He's now reached base safely in 13 straight. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dexter Fowler on deck, and then Stephen Piscotty. Play him to pull. And the 1-1 pitch. Take it for a ball. Carpenter tied with Dexter Fowler, both with 13 home runs. Two strikes on Carpenter.
Benoit's been around a long time. He'll turn 40 years of age end of next month. 14 years, 40 days of Major League service coming into this year.
The 2-2, and Carpenter drives it into center. Herrera going back and makes the catch. What a great deal on Cardinals tickets. Fill up at Phillips 66, 8 gallons or more. Now until September 25th. Receive up to 50% off on a pair of tickets to a Cardinals home game. For more information, visit cardinals.com/promotions. Carpenter 0 for 2, and here's Fowler. One out and nobody on. So Fowler is homered in 4 straight. And in those 4 games, he's picked up 9 RBIs. Last Cardinal to homer in 5 straight, Ryan Ludwig did it back in August of 2008. Here's a 1-0. And it's hit out of play.
Not much experience against Benoit for anybody. Dexter is 1 for 2. Peralta had the most experience from their days in the American League.
And a ground ball that's pulled foul. The 1-2 pitch to the Cardinals center fielder. Little bit low. The 2-2. Fowler strikes out for the second time tonight. Two outs, and the batter will be Stephen Piscotty.
About how tough he's been on the right-handers, but right now they're getting a little better swings at him.
Early on, the Cardinals missing on some key opportunities to score runs. That was the case with Stephen Piscotty back in the third inning. As Piscotty taps it foul. It was a walk by Carpenter, double by Fowler, runners at second and third, and Carpenter with nobody out. An easy play for the Phillies right in front.
Does stay in it long enough to where Fowler can go over to third.
And Piscotty did not advance to second. That set up an inning-ending double play. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Nothing into the count.
Benoit, big man, throws 95, 96 with a fastball, and then he's got a very good changeup, 10 miles an hour, 11 miles an hour slower.
Trevor Rosenthal getting loose in the Cardinals' pen.
Benoit listed at 6'3", 250. Looks bigger than that.
Here's an 0-2. Change up, pull to the left side, sliding for it. Galvis, nice play. Well done by Freddie Galvis. And a 1-2-3 for Benoit. Galvis to his right. Heck of a play. Brought to you by Bud Light, famous among friends. And by Ford, the official cars and trucks of the Cardinals. The Rocky statue used to be over at the old Spectrum. Now at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. We're at Citizens Bank Park, and we're in the northeast corner of the sports complex, which includes hockey arena, football venue. And Trevor Rosenthal is into the ballgame. Our Chevy called to the pen. They'll get Galvis here. First pitch, 98 on the gun. 3.51 ERA for Rosenthal, 29th appearance. Galvis is 0 for 2. Nothing into the count. Mike Leake tonight, the starters, 6 innings. A run on 3 hits, struck out 5, walked 2. Brett Cecil, a 1-2-3 7th inning. The changeup had him out in front, and it's pulled foul. Nothing into the count. And the 0-2. Fouled back. Oh, 0-2 pitch and a check swing and a foul ball. Brock Stassi is at the on-deck circle. They have 2 switch hitters, Blanco and Kelly off the bench. Rupp and Perkins from the right side and Stassi from the left side. 0-2 pitch taken high. And it's 1-2. Also see Herrera hit in this inning. Hit to third. Jerko up with it. And that's the first out. Michael Wacha and our Budweiser What's on Tap. Cards and Phillies tomorrow at 5:30 with the pregame show. Thursday will be a getaway day game. Next 2 contests on Fox Sports Midwest. And Michael Wacha going for St. Louis.
And you were talking about how important of an inning it is for Wacha. You know, he recorded a 2.25 ERA in his first 2 innings of starts this year. 7.67 after that. Just, you know, the history where that shoulder would kind of breaks down as the season goes along. Those numbers don't lie.
99 on the gun. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good changeup. It's almost unfair.
99, 100 miles an hour the fastball, and then pull the string.
Yeah, you gear up, and there's the circle change and good movement down in the zone. 1-2 the count.
Stassi was recalled today from Lehigh Valley to AAA. Originally been optioned to AA Reading on June the 4th, and then promoted to Lehigh AAA on June the 8th.
Two and two the count.
Changeup.
And he struck him out. So Rosenthal picks up the strikeout. That's now 7 Phillies that have struck out in this lineup tonight.
That looked like the high strike zone here when a changeup. Not only high, but also on the outside corner.
So Rosenthal has come in, struck out the first 2. And it brings in Odubel Herrera. And there's a swing and a miss. Excuse me, Galvis grounded out to third, then the strikeout. It's 7 in a row set down by Leake, Cecil, and Rosenthal. 0-2.
knows he has 4 pitches, and it's pretty hard to keep 3, let alone 4 pitches sharp, pitching out of the bullpen.
0-2 pitch. A changeup. One and 2 the count.
Change up again.
Shallow center, and it drops in. So Herrera is aboard. Pretty good speed. He'll stand at first with 2 outs and extends the inning to Howie Kendrick.
All up a little bit. It's right off the end of the bat, not going to carry. Infielders couldn't get back. Power couldn't come in.
I'm not sure Fowler got a very good read on that. So it drops in for a base hit. Here's Howie Kendrick, who struck out, walked and scored, and singled. The fastball taken high and away for ball 1. Fastball. Low and outside, and now Molina calls time. Pete McCannon, the former Major League infielder, and he has spent 49 years of pro ball. Next year, number 50. Scout, minor league coordinator, manager at every level. Now he's found a home here with the Phillies after he replaced Ryan Sandberg. Recently, he was asked about his managerial philosophy, and he said, you have to have a short memory, live and play in the moment. I'd say he needs that now more than ever.
He's a good guy.
2-0, hit down the right field line and out of play.
Played against Pete during his playing days, and then helpful to us when he was a scout, and we'd see him around. And as a coach at this level, got a chance to be an interim manager, did a good job there, and gave him the position. What's going on right there now for them is not his fault.
Two balls and 2 strikes.
Fastball away.
The 2-2 goes the other way. Into the corner. Piscotty fields it cleanly. Back in quickly, and it's runners at first and third. Piscotty was shading him towards the line and also fairly deep. Was able to get that back in quickly, and a ball that was blistered off the bat of Kendrick.
Yeah, you're right, though. A lot of right fielders would have got to that ball later, and they would have had a run. But ball was up, probably wanted it more down. He gets it over and cuts it off, gets it back in quickly, and keeps Herrera, a really speedy runner, over at third base.
Aaron Altair, single to center, walked in the 4th, struck out in the 6th. 278 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. And a ground ball that's hit to Diaz across the diamond. And the Phillies strand 2. Scoreless inning for Trevor Rosenthal. Coming up, Jed Jerko earlier tonight in the 2nd inning, a solo home run to account for the only run for the Cardinals. He's coming up. It's good to hear Rick's voice back with us again. Our Chevy called to the pen. Hector Neris. He of that very good split-fingered fastball. Going to be Jerko, Molina, and Diaz.
That's it, Danny. It's very inconsistent.
Jed Jerko. This home run. Back in the second.
Neris was supposed to be the. There we go. Jerko coming in with a barehanded play. And State Farm double play right there. The home run, and defensively he's been busy.
Two and one the count on Jed Jerko. Ooh, he didn't like it. Spins away from the home plate umpire.
It's that high pitch. See, he doesn't like the low strike zone, but he'll call the high one.
The 2-2 pitch. Inside.
Talk about the splitter that Neris throws, split finger fastball. Very inconsistent. He lost the game on Sunday.
And Jerko pops it up on the infield. Shortstop wants it, Freddie Galvis, and he makes the catch.
Neris walked a man, and that came around to score after he gave up a couple base hits. He said, I can't help this. They hit ground balls that found holes, but he's had his problems in the ninth inning. He's 6 for 8 in save opportunities, but he has a .571 ERA in pitching the ninth, .075 in other innings. Well, he was supposed to be the setup man.
There's Yadier Molina, another chance to extend his hitting streak to 8. Twice he has flied out. He's also grounded out. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ooh, fouled it back. 2 strikes on the Cardinals catcher. Notice Neris starts with the splitter grip. And then that would change if he wants another pitch in his glove. And the 1-2. Strikeout of Molina. Cardinals have struck out 6 times tonight. Diaz is 1 for 3. Base hit to left back in the second inning. Popped out to the first baseman, grounded out to third. Strike 1 on Diaz.
A lot of fastballs today, and kind of fooled him a little bit there on the splitter.
Ooh, and that may have hit Diaz. It did. He's hit by the pitch. Phillies claiming that he swung at the pitch.
And of course, remember too that Howie Kendrick got hit, and see, they call it a swing, but Kendrick got hit early in the game and they didn't catch it. Ball just running in on him, and in the elbow, but the bat comes through.
So the count will be no balls and 2 strikes. Chris Conroy, longtime Cardinals trainer, and Mike Matheny out to check on Diaz.
Conroy has his 2 little girls on this trip. They're going home tomorrow, but saw them the other night. Stuck a fastball away. Wants it down.
0-2 pitch. Outside.
The first pitch he threw to Diaz was the splitter, but he's throwing so many fastballs, almost like they're all looking for the splitter.
Here's a 1-2. See Diaz, he's in a little bit of pain right now.
Yeah.
Always been throwing in the Cardinals' pen. We're tied up 1-1 here in the top of the ninth. The 2-2 pitch. Diaz back to Neris, and he makes the catch, and the Cardinals go in order. Oh, the Cardinals closer into the ball game. So we move to the bottom of the ninth, and our score is 1-1. Well, we'll get Tommy Joseph, Mike Alfranco, and Daniel Nava.
Lefties have given him trouble, but that batting average against has been going down.
Joseph tonight is 0 for 3. Lined out to left, grounded into a double play, and lined out to right. The 2 of the 3 very hard hit balls.
Trying to extend his hitting streak to 15 games.
First pitch taken for a strike. We're underway here in the bottom of the ninth. Outfield is very deep. And the 0-1 pitch. Make it 0-2. Sometimes you see that 0-2 pitch and it's wasted 2 feet outside. Sometimes we'll put it right there like that to at least entice the hitter. ahead in the count. Now it's 2-2.
I mean, sometimes Yachty gets so far outside that you wonder if it loses the effect to a hitter. Coming in now.
2-2 pitch. Struck him out. Phillies now have combined to strike out 8 times in this game.
Wanted this inside, but you can see it goes away, but can't catch up to it, so good pitch.
Franco has the RBI for the Phillies tonight, back in the 4th. 2-out base hit to center, and that scored Howie Kendrick.
8 home runs this year, but he had 25 a year ago.
Fly ball into shallow center, and it will be DeYoung with the catch. Dangerous play there. No one hurt. Come away unscathed, and they have the out number 2 here in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, DeYoung did the right thing. If he does not called off by Fowler, you know, well, you keep on going out, make the play, but they'll get together and communicate about that one. That's the problem, you know, when you got that no doubles defense, you're playing real deep. You got, you know, as an infielder, you do have to know you have to go back deeper than you normally would.
Here's Daniel Nava.
Three switch hitters in a row, and as I said, you know, had trouble with lefties this year.
On a hop to DeYoung. Quick inning for Seung-Hwan Oh. Extra innings coming up here at Citizens Bank Park in Philly. Cardinal, an all-star in his lone season in St. Louis. 30th appearance of the year, and it's been a great year so far. .67 is ERA. He comes with that odd delivery and a different look out of the Phillies pen. 1-1 is our score. So how do we get here? So you get a look at best ERA in the National League. Neshek, number 1 on that list. Second inning, hanging breaking ball and a home run by Jed Jerko. That made it 1-0. It's been a game of missed opportunities for the Cardinals offensively. Back in the 4th, Michael Franco with that base hit with 2 outs to score Howie Kendrick, and that's all the scoring in this game.
I remember that base hit went up the middle because they played Diaz so far in the hole. Neshek, can't deny having a great season. Could be in high demand at the trade deadline. 16 straight scoreless appearances at home.
It's the lowest ERA in the senior circuit. Dylan Betances with a .42 ERA. Lowest among any reliever in the entire major leagues. A ball and a strike on Tommy Pham. Base hit to right, grounded out to short, and hit a soft liner to Howie Kendrick at second base. Neshek doesn't walk many, only 4 this year.
So the Jansen, closer for LA, has walked none.
Thirteen and a third scoreless innings put up by Neshek. Longest by a Phillies reliever this season. Longest by a reliever for the Phillies since Ken Giles had 14 scoreless innings. That was back in 2015. 2-2 pitch. Lined into right. And one away. Ellickson went 7 innings, the starter tonight for the Phils. Benoit scoreless 8th. There is the 9th. And now Pat Neshek. Jim had a nice visit with Pat on the pregame show. As always, the Cat doing great work.
Young 2 for 3, but made a big base running blunder.
No walks in his last 48 matchups with a right-handed hitter. Here's a 1-1. Kevin Segras throwing in the Cardinals' pen. Greg Garcia at the on-deck circle. He would pinch hit for O. One-two pitch. Struck him out. That delivery and that slider that he possesses, devastating on the right-handed batters.
Yeah, and then you could spot it out there. Just such an unusual look. You know, you just don't get comfortable with it. There's Kevin Segras. First 2 batters are switch hitters, but they hit much better from the left side than the right, so Segras was their choice.
And a strike to Greg Garcia. Left on the bench for the Cardinals, Eric Fryer and Chad Huffman. Here's the 0-1. Garcia, ground ball off the side of the mound to Freddie Galvis, and a 1-2-3 for Pat Neshek. Segras coming on when we come back. Look at City Hall and the William Penn statue atop City Hall. Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park, our lone visit this year. 1-1 our score here in game one. As we move to the bottom of the 10th, and Kevin Segrist is the new pitcher in for St. Louis. Leake went 6, Cecil the 7th, Rosenthal the 8th, O the 9th, and now Segrist here in the 10th.
Phillies are used to playing a lot of run-one games, and they haven't had a lot of success in them.
Cardinals this year are 2-5 in extra innings. Andrew Knapp will be the first hitter. Well, the bullpen has done a sensational job here tonight for the Cardinals. We'll see if that carries over to Kevin Segrist.
Knapp just 2 for 17 when batting right-handed.
First pitch to Knapp. Hit the other way down the right field line and out of play. Pittsburgh now a 7-3 lead. That's in the 6th. 7th inning. Chicago leads San Diego 2-0. Took some off it, and it's 0-2.
Breaking ball way out in front.
And the 0-2 pitch, fastball up and away. Knapp has struck out twice and also grounded to third.
92-mile-an-hour fastball, then the 72-mile-an-hour curveball, back to 92 fastball.
One-two pitch, breaking ball, and he struck him out. Throw by Molina to Carpenter, and that's the first out. That's now 9 strikeouts in this lineup tonight for the Philadelphia Phillies. Here's Freddie Galvis, 0 for 3 tonight. Phillies with just 5 hits tonight. The Cardinals with 6. One out and nobody on. There's strike one.
Not the game we envisioned. Coming out of Baltimore with all the home runs we saw. Offense have been picked up with the Cardinals, and starters have been struggling, but pitching staff doing a heck of a job, both sides today.
Shallow right to Young. He's got it. Cardinals second baseman makes the play, and there's 2 outs. This is Cameron Perkins. He was just called up from the minor leagues.
Major league debut for the young man.
So 2 outs. Nobody on. You know, Perkins, his heart rate is racing right now as he makes his major league debut from Texas, 6th-round draft choice in 2012.
Hit .315 versus left-handed pitching.
2 balls and no strikes.
Shade under 300. 298, 17 doubles, triples, 6 home runs, 21 RBIs, 27 walks, 35 strikeouts.
The fly ball into right center, shallow, and the catch made by Dexter Fowler. Seager stays scoreless inning. We head to the 11th, the top of the lineup coming up. For the Phillies out of their bullpen. This will be the 5th pitcher that they've used tonight. Our Chevy call. Carpenter, Fowler, Piscotty coming up. If anybody can reach, we'll see Jed Jerko. 32nd appearance for Ramos. Go back to last August, and the Cardinals had a late inning game against these Phillies. Jed Jerko, Genmar Gomez on the mound. That tied it up in the ninth with a 2-run shot. And then Rando Grichuk, he would go to the wall. That would score Johnny Peralta. Alex Reyes picked up his first major league save in that game. Boy, did the Cardinals miss Reyes this year.
Oh, yes. But he's coming along just fine and making good progress. And then we'll have him for the rest of his career without a DL assignment.
Carpenter has walked, and he's 0 for 2 with those 2 walks. Grounded into the shift and lined out to center. We're in the 11th. It's a 1-1 score. 2 balls and no strikes. Hellickson went 7. Benoit the 8th. Neris the 9th. Neshek quick work in the 10th, and now Ramos here in the 11th. Three and 0.
Usually in a game like this, it's going to be a home run, or one team will lose it, making critical mistakes.
And that's ball 4. 4 straight to Carpenter.
And the walks in extra inning game kind of tell the opposition that, you don't want it.
Brings in Dexter Fowler. Double to the gap in left center, back in the 3rd. Lined into a double play and struck out twice. And a breaking ball taken inside. That's 5 straight balls by Ramos. Short lead at first by Carpenter, and that's inside. And Knapp out to visit. Ramos on a couple of those pitches to Carpenter didn't miss by much, but regardless, it's now 6 straight balls to begin the top of the 11th. Right-hander starts to throw. Casey Fiend. Bob McClure coming out to give Fiend some time to get loose.
Bobby, a good pitcher in his own right, reliever. Had a tremendous pickoff move at first.
Always interesting to see after a visit like this. Do you take a strike or 2, or do you turn him loose? He grooves one. And there's the strike.
Ron Fairley became a very good friend and teammate of mine, but longtime major leaguer. And in 1970, I was facing him in 1970. He was a left-handed hitter and a good one. Jerry Park had a real small right field porch. I fell behind the count, and Ted Simmons said, "Hey, don't try to be too fine." And Ron Fairley told me years later, he said, "Well, when Simmons said that, I decided I wasn't going to be too fine. I'm going to look for a ball right here." Hit a home run.
To Dexter Fowler, so back-to-back walks, and now it's Stephen Piscotty. That may be it. Pete McCannon maybe giving his reliever a little more time in the bullpen. Yep, this will be it. So he's going to go to his pen. That's going to be it for Ramos. Back-to-back walks to start the top of the 11th for the Cardinals.
That's a good way to start. Casey.
Appearance, and lefties have done some damage at 438. Righties not too shabby either. 323. So runners at first and second, nobody out here in the top of the 11th of a 1-1 game.
Danny, you might remember he was acquired in St. Louis when they DFA'd Rodriguez, selecting from AAA, but he had been 6 appearances in the major leagues with Seattle. He has allowed 1 run in 6 of his last 7 major league appearances. The only time he did not allow a run during that time was he pitched 2 innings in St. Louis.
And he's got Piscotty here. Steven 0 for 4. Center and right fairly shallow. That pitch up in the zone at 94. Key moment in this game back in the third. Piscotty up. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Carpenter went on contact. Wound up being a rundown. Piscotty did not advance to second base. Jerko hit into a double play. That ended the threat for St. Louis. Here's a 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike. Also a key play made by Steven Piscotty. Was back in the 8th. A base hit to right by Howie Kendrick to get that back in quickly and not allow the runner to score. And keep this a 1-1 tie game.
Told Jim Hayes that feeling better, how to swing, cutting down some of the movement. This would be a good time to show us.
But there's a drive into right center. That ball is down. 1 run will score. That's Carpenter. Here comes Dexter. Piscotty delivers, and the Cardinals have a 3-1 lead here in the 11th.
Mike, who on the off day saw the new grandbaby, pretty thrilled about that, and thrilled about Piscotty coming through in that situation. But let's just pile on. Good piece of hitting, taking that ball and just rifling it out into right center, getting all the way to the wall, and 2 runners come around to score.
Now Jed Jerko, still nobody out. The pitch taken inside. Dexter Fowler. Carpenter basically could walk on home, and Dexter turned it up a notch or 2.
Couldn't walk home because Carpenter, he was going to pass him.
Here's a 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's what happens when you come in extra innings and walk 2 guys. They're going to come around to score.
Two and 1. Well, Segrist only threw 9 pitches. Back in the 10th inning, Matt Bowman is loose and ready. Just something to think about. The 2-1. 2-2.
It's something to think about, Dan, but the way pitchers are today, they kind of walk off the mound after 1 inning and think their day's through. So you almost got to get their attention right away and say there is a possibility you're going to go back out there, so don't shut it down mentally.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Jed Jerko. Struck him out. Jerko down on strikes. In steps Molina. Yanni tonight is 0 for 4. Grounded out Pair of flyouts and a strikeout. And that's ball one. You would think if Segrist was going to pitch, he'd be probably on the bench, sitting
by himself, head down, thinking about what's going out there. Kind of an indication that his night is through. That's what I say.
And Yachty with a drive. Deep left center. This may go. It's a goner. A 2-run homer for Yadier Molina.
And that's an 8-game hitting streak for Yachty, and he's homered now in 3 straight games. 9th home run of the year. He's had plenty to spare out there in left center. Carpenter looked like he's going. See how far that ball went? Back row. Over the 409 mark, and what, 25, 30 feet of wall.
And with that, it's now a 5-1 St. Louis lead. Pitch taken low to Diaz.
And if you listen intently, you might hear about the Philly fans that might have a comment for Casey Fiend as they're walking out of the stadium.
The breaking ball swung on and missed. So Yadier Molina with his 9th home run, RBIs 26 and 27. I can't believe you didn't pick up my home run call,
I
which
did.
I paid homage to John Rooney.
I did.
It's a goner.
It's a goner. I knew what you were doing. I just didn't know how to respond.
Oh.
Because I like your own home run call.
You got to shake it up every once in a while.
Well, I think the Cardinals did. There's John Rooney, Ricky Horton, and the famous Jim Jackson now.
Diaz hit sharply to short. Galvis can't come up with it.
This whole inning blew apart with the 2 leadoff walks, though.
Killers.
Absolutely. I mean, it just tells, in this case, the Cardinals that, you know, that you can have this game if you want it. Another hard hit ball there. Galvis, who's very slick fielder, tried to backhand it, couldn't make it.
And now Tommy Pham.
It scored that ball in error.
It's now a 5-1 St. Louis lead. 8 hits tonight for the Cardinals. We've been shooting this family with our cameras all night. They are big Yadier Molina fans, and apparently that little girl. Whoa! This is out to deep left. Goodbye. Pham, a 2-run shot. She missed Yachty's home run, but doesn't miss that one. And it's 7-1 St. Louis.
Perfect timing, huh? Tommy Pham's hit a couple long home runs the last couple days.
Molina home run, by the way, did extend his hitting streak to 8 games. That pitch taken high by Paul DeYoung. Cardinals have opened it up. It's now 7-1. Left fielder Daniel Nava barely even moved. to Young with a fly ball into center. And the catch is made for out number 2. The Phillies fan on the Yadier Molina home run gave that souvenir to a Cardinal fan. Who says they're mean here in Philly?
I didn't say it. You know what I have noticed, though, Dan? Each new stadium, they've gotten a little politer.
A little nicer?
A little nicer.
Don't tell that to J.D. Drew.
I mean, that's one idiot that throws a battery, you know.
There's Chad Huffman. Broken bat single out to left center.
I was here for Dick Allen's first return to Philadelphia in 1970. And it was a rainy night. And Leron Lee put his uniform on and put the pad and helmet on and stepped up the top step of the dugout just to a shower of boos.
We were here when Scott Rowland returned. He heard it from the Philly faithful. So the Cardinals have batted around here in the 11th, and it all started with a walk to Matt Carpenter on 4 pitches.
First 2 runs charged to Ramos, but Casey Fiend has not helped the cause. He's allowed 4 runs, 2 2-run home runs, and responsible for Chad Huffman on first. Wide awake and paying attention, baby.
Two and 2 the count. Molina home run. Tommy Pham with a home run.
Yadi, once again, that's 3 home runs. That's 3 home runs in 3 straight games.
3-2 is pulled foul.
I agree with what Mike Matheny is doing right now. Looks like he may set down Bowman and Tuivailala come in.
Carpenter rips it. That's a fair ball into the corner. Another run will score. This will make it 8-1 St. Louis. Huffman to the plate. He was off with the pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. And Carpenter on base for the second time in this 11th inning. Well, for Fiend, he's been anything but fine.
When you get hit like this, you want to leave him in there, but couldn't after so long.
Chevy called to the pen, and it's 8-1. appearance is into the ball game. They've got their two lefties left in their pen, Kobe Milner and Adam Morgan, but this is it for the righties. Dexter Fowler walked and scored. The double by Piscotty. Second plate appearance in this inning alone. Another big night for Carpenter, on base 4 times, 3 walks, and the RBI double. And the first pitch at 98 miles an hour is fouled back. Self-defense. Look what I got. Here's the 0-1. Now 0-2. 7 runs for the Cardinals here in the 11th. Most runs they have scored in an inning at any point in any inning this year.
And then to do it in extra innings.
And the 0-2 pitch to Fowler. Four consecutive games with a home run, trying to make it 5. And the 0-2. Strikeout of Fowler. Big inning for the Cardinals. They busted open here in the 11th. Piscotty drives in 2. Home run off the bat of Yadier Molina. Tommy Pham, 110 miles an hour off the bat. All St. Louis. Sam Tuivailala, his 13th appearance. Decent numbers for Sam. It's been up and down a couple of times this year. First pitch by Tuivailala, taken by Herrera down low.
Good experience for Tuivailala to finish a game with those handshakes. Phillies still feel like they're snake bit. Cardinals on the verge of winning all 4 games they've played so far in this series. Cannon is looking for his team to be the 12th loss in the last 13 games. Another, well, at least it's not another 1-run game loss.
Diaz can't come up with it. And the leadoff man is aboard.
Been on base 3 times, a couple hits and a walk. Scored the lone run for the Phils back in the 4th inning.
Here's Howie Kendrick with a runner at first, nobody out. Bottom of the 11th, 8-1 St. Louis. On a play, 2 balls and a strike.
I've seen Tui come up with a much better breaking ball. Game like this, good opportunity to showcase that, make it a weapon. Going 96 in fastball. Oh my
High
goodness.
strike, and Kendrick can't believe it.
Wow.
2-2.
That was so bad of a breaking ball, and then you get rewarded with a called strike.
The 2-2. And a base hit. So the first 2 have reached here in the bottom of the 11th.
Kendrick's 3rd hit in a row, and it looked like he must have slowed down his motion with that breaking ball to read it that well.
Runners at first and second. Altair, base hit back in the 1st, walked in the 4th, struck out and grounded out. And ball 1. Two 2-0 the count. Well, the last thing that Mike Matheny wants to do is get Bowman back up. But if Tuivailala struggles,
You know,
maybe left with no other choice.
Dan, I don't know when he got Tui up, but Bowman, you know, had to think that I'm going in this game, and had to think that he was going to was probably maxing out for quite a while.
Two and one. The 2-2. We're with the breaking ball again.
This is what Larry Bow was talking about. He said he hates to lose, but he sees his team not giving up.
Fastball, and he struck him out.
What about a hitter just guessing up there? Let a fastball right down the middle get by you. You get some breaking ball.
Popped up. Molina giving chase along with Carpenter, and it's out of play.
Don't get hurt, guys. Joseph still trying to extend his hitting streak to 15 games. 0 for 4 in this one.
One ball and one strike. One and two. And the 1-2 pitch. Could be two. Bobbled by Jerko. The turn, and the Cardinals win it. They pick up 7 runs in the top of the 11th, and they hold on for an 8-1 win.
Took a while, but the Cardinal offense finally came through. Real strong pitching all the way through. Mike Leake was very good. Best time we've seen him this month. And of course, the bullpen was strong. Seagrass gets this win. Tuivailala closes it out, and Cardinals are 4-0 against the Phillies this year.
So the Cardinals take game 1. All smiles from the Cardinal fans. 8-1 the final.